RSC, how are you guys doing tonight? Welcome back to another action-packed Challenger stream for you guys tonight. I'm Lo-Fi with myself. I have Cicero, and behind the desk, doing all the broadcast stuff, we have Domino. Cicero, what's going on, man? How are you tonight?
I'm doing pretty good. I'm excited to get back to casting some RSC. I've been dipping my toes in some other leagues, but it's nice to be back, especially as we're getting into the back half of the season when the matches really matter.
No, absolutely. Like, this is when things start to come together for teams, and you can see people playing at peak performance and really getting ready for playoffs, so I'm excited for that. But we got two Challenger matchups, like I said, mentioned earlier. We got the Limbo from Inferno taking on Destroyah from Kaiju, and then the second match of the night is going to be the Breadsticks from 50/50 Pizzeria taking on the Nexus, taking on Ares from the Nexus. So we got a lot of Challenger action here, ready to rock and roll. But first, we have Limbo versus Destroyah. And very, very similar stats here. If we're looking over
Yep.
here at the team stats, we got 22 and 10 for both teams. The Limbo have a little bit more goals for than the Destroyah have, so I think it's going to be coming down to goals for in favor of the Limbo, but I'm expecting it to be very, very back and forth. What are you thinking on these stats?
Well, I mean, not surprised at all. First thing I always see when I look up the teams is their win-loss, and both these teams right now third overall in Challenger. Sorry, tied for third, and there's 32 teams, so they're pretty damn good. And yeah, I'm kind of excited for this match because this will, determine seeing. I think based on their groups, on their divisions, sorry, they're already qualified as long as they can get an even series here. But as you said, Lo-Fi, yeah, this could go back and forth here. Definitely, the Limbo have a slight edge, but in a four-game series where there's no deciding match, sometimes that little edge isn't always a factor.
No, definitely. I'm really interested in seeing how these players are adding up and how each individual is contributing to their team. So let's go ahead and take a look at that really quickly. So I'm going to go ahead and go over the Inferno if you want to take over Destroyah for me. But we got Jordan 1377. We got Beans, and we got Genghis Khan and Noob Prawn over here for Inferno. It looks like right away there's a definitive fourth man player out of Noob Prawn there, but nothing to be too horribly worried about. Hopefully we'll see him on stream. But goals for, Jordan prominently on top over there for his team, almost 15 goals better than the second place player, Beans. But she's down there doing her work just as well. She's got 16 assists and 26 saves too. Genghis Khan also putting in work on the saves line, and altogether their shot percentage, no matter which player you go to, is very, very impressive. Not a single player under that 35% mark.
Yep, very good shooting percentage, and yeah, almost every player in the saves department is averaging one or more goals or one or more saves per game, and yeah, Jordan one or more goals per game. Now that's an exciting stat to see, and pretty even for assists. But the Destroyers, they got some good stats too. So starting for them tonight, Griffin 5484, Twitch Wick 6. I hope I said that correctly, and Disease. Not as impressive in the shooting percentage, but Disease is 41%, which is pretty crazy, and all of them average more than 30 saves. Sorry, not average. All of them racked up more than 30 saves in their campaign this season. So, again, no real surprises here, just based on the team standings. They all seem pretty matched up, although it does seem for Destroyah that Griffin is kind of your facilitator with 20 assists.
Yeah, definitely seems to be the playmaker of the group for the Destroyah. But that's it for the team stats. We're going to get down and get dirty with some Rocket League action here real soon. We got the players loading up. We're ready to rock and roll over on our end of things. We're just waiting on our players to be ready so we can get into the first kickoff and get into this set of 4 games. Remember, it is a set of 4 games. So we play them front to back, 1 game, 2 game, 3 game, 4 game. Doesn't really matter the score line. So you could get a sweep, 4 games to 0. You could get, even 2-2 stats line. It doesn't matter. All 4 games are going to be played. So you got a lot of Rocket League action still yet to come.
And yeah, this is kind of what I was talking about before with when the teams have a slight lead in the stats. So in a best of 5 or best of 3 series, the game points and the match points, the ones that put you on those are so crucial, right? Like game 2 of a best of 5, like that's massive. And game 3, depending on the series gone, that's massive. But here, you play all 4 games anyways, so really there's nothing that should carry over between games. And we're hoping to see an even matchup from both teams and some early aggression, maybe.
Absolutely. So we got our starting lineups in here. For the Limbo, we have Jordan, Newbron, and Beans. And then for the Destroyah, we got Disease, Griffin, and Guerrera. who is somebody that we had not touched on. So welcome to the show, Guerrera. But right away, it looks like very back and forth, like we were predicting. The first match is always the feeler match. We got some saves coming in and out of Beans there. But the feeler match is going to go back and forth for a little bit here. But then once the players really settle in, we're going to see some solid Rocket League play. Not to say that this isn't, but like I said, very, very back and forth throughout the first 30 seconds so far.
Yep, definitely. As you said, Lo-Fi, once things get settled, we'll maybe start to see some more constructive clears. Some more putting there some attacks. I mean, that was a good long clear. A bit soft, though. And yeah, Beans will just fire that right back. If Griffin can catch it. That's a dangerous catch, though. He centers it for Beans. And oh, no. Lo-Fi, we were talking about nerves. And maybe a little bit of nerves in front of the net.
Maybe just a little bit, right?
Ooh.
So Beans and Disease are actually former teammates there. They had a prospect playoff match, or prospect championship matchup between the two of them, and she's able to slot away the first goal early for her team. So teammates now departed, now face each other. So they're definitely wanting to come out on top and get a little bit of bragging rights for one another. But right now we have it in the corner of the Limbo, and they're trying to fight it out, get it out. Beans does so pretty nicely, but Griffin's going to be able to keep that one in. Now Jordan puts it out towards the midfield. Disease keeping that one in the mid-half, or in the midfield. And now Newpron is able to generate some sort of offense for Limbo. Beans follows that up. She's got it in the corner. It's going to get touched by Griffin once again. Beans centering it down. It goes towards Jordan, and it goes off towards the side. An opportunity comes. Newpron just needs to put it on net. It's not quite hard enough, and Guerrera gets a save because of it.
Yep, Guerrera did a great job positioning back post there. Now actually leading the counter attack. But wait, that's a double commit. Oh, Griffin's going to cover away. This is an open net. It might roll in. If Griffin can get... No! Oh, Disease can't finish. Oh, that was such a close chance for Destroyah.
Yeah, dangerous opportunity in front of the net for Destroyah. Unfortunately, they couldn't capitalize, and now they're back on the back burners on their defensive lines, right on the goal line. It goes now off into the corner. Beans keeping that one in. She's going to try to make a pass, and it gets cleared by Guerrera. And now it's going to go back into the opposite corner. Now Guerrera continuing this push. He's going to bring it back towards the opposite side of the field. Back and forth it goes. He's going to go towards the midfield and gets turned away by Beans. She's patiently waiting for that clear. Goes off the sidewall now. We got a player up for it. And Jordan puts that shot on, but Disease gets the save. Now Beans once again trying to get her team on top. And they've just been dominant over the past half of the game or so in the offensive end for themselves.
Yep, and, you know, I love being in the lobby with the players because we actually see the stats. Hold that thought. Disease up early, centers it, but Guerrera stays back. And I love being in the lobby because you can see the stats. We were talking about both teams being even so far, even in the shots and saves category. But, of course, Limbo does have their 1-goal lead. And with just over 2 minutes left now. Whoa, player up. All right, Guerrera misses it, and Beans puts it in on the crossbar. I did not see that angle coming.
Beans is hungry for shots. She's hungry for assists. She's wanting these wins, and she puts away another goal because of that. Now Limbo lead 2-0 with just over 2 minutes of game left to play, and we're going to get into this next kickoff. And the Limbo team is showing why their shot percentage is the way that it is and why they have so many shots when compared to the Destroyah team.
Yeah, Beans 2 for 3, and both those just been great finishes and punishing defensive mistakes, which we were talking about is what you kind of expect game one. And now in maybe another one, as Guerrera passed out to Jordan. That's why the backboard Griffin can't get the clear. Goes to Beans. 3 players for Destroyah in the corner. Now this is so awkward. Beans gets a high shot. Can't get finished. Guerrera up awkward. He saves it somehow. That was a mad little flip, but he gets the save, and that's what matters. As now Beans beats Griffin. The ball is just still in the Destroyah end. They cannot get out, Lo-Fi.
Yeah, well, Destroyah definitely need a booming clear or some sort of counterattack to get away from this Limbo team. Another opportunity comes. Dupron centers it. Is it going to go down? Guerrera turns that one away. Gets a savior medal now because of it. And that's 3 saves for him. Now he's going to go back into the end of Limbo for a change.
Jeez.
Just going to go out to the corner. Great save there. Gets turned away to the corner. Jordan continues this momentum. And once again, Destroyah are on their heels trying to fend off this Limbo team.
And now just under a minute left. Destroyah are running out of time to kind of take the early lead in this series. But they do still have time to work with, right? You just got to get 1 goal and then go for something off kickoff. That's Aziz. What can he do here? Soft shot off the backboard. Carried by Beans. Gets met by Griffin. The ball's stuck in Limbo's corner here, but that's great for them because they can just run down the clock.
Yeah, as the clock does start to tick down into the final seconds, we get another opportunity here for the Destroyah team. Nothing comes of it, unfortunately, and once again, another push coming from Limbo. It's going to get turned away at the midfield, but Nupron's going to continue it. It's going to go just wide of the net. Guerrero's going to be stuck in the corner with it. He's going to be able to turn it away towards the midfield. Gets it over to another player, but Jordan stays smart and gets that one patiently away.
Oh, great shot. Oh, and yeah, Nupron, great clear. Perfectly. I think that's going to be the game then for Limbo. The clear like that, and yeah, Beans will power it out. Nupron will center for Jordan. Hold on, they might get a third one here, but not a good flick. Ball still up now, and now it will come down, and so Limbo will take game 1 2-0.
Yeah, Limbo coming away with that one relatively easily. Didn't seem too much pressure over there on their defensive end. But the shots are there for Destroyah to be able to put some of those away. It's going to change up the entire momentum of the game there. You got 6 shots coming out of them as opposed to it looks like 8 shots over here for the Limbo squad. But Beans coming away with her MVP, first MVP of the night, and well-deserved too. She's got 2 goals and 2 saves off of 4 shots.
More points than the rest of her teammates combined. That's how you know you're having a pop-off game. And yeah, I think, as you're saying, Lo-Fi, 8 to 6 shots, 6 to 5 saves, relatively even. But I think the big difference was, and we saw in that last, those closing seconds, the clears from Limbo, they were actually putting the ball into the corner and in these safe spots where they couldn't immediately get punished. And so both goals for Destroyah, the opposite happened, right? They catch it, center it for Beans, they hit it down, center it for Beans. So yeah, if Destroyah can iron out their clears, calm things down, push things to the corner, or just, as you said, Lo-Fi, boom things out early, then I definitely think they could tighten things up and get some games back.
Yeah, time will definitely tell over the course of these next couple of games, but we got the players ready to rock and roll here for you very, very shortly. They're making decisions on their end. They're trying to sort some things out. Limbo trying to continue their momentum, and Destroyah is trying to break it and build some of their own. But like I said, the time will tell for both of these teams. I'm excited to get into the action for both of these teams, and really, really excited to see how this series progresses.
Yeah, and actually, we saw also in the closing minutes there, Beans breaking out a goal line demo, which I guess me a little excited. Maybe we'll see a bit of aggression out of Limbo here, which is a bit surprising considering their name, but not considering their brand. Inferno fans, I think, are happy with their performance so far. And as you said, Lo-Fi, we will see how game 2 goes here. And the kickoff goes in favor of Limbo. Jordan leaving it for Noob. Noob trying to get a little dribble going. Okay. Oh, and it looks like we're going to be getting a remake. One of the players' games crashed. So, looks like we got to talk a little bit more about stats and games. Lo-Fi.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a stats guy. I don't really talk about too many stats, right? It's just a matter of reading words and numbers off of the screen. But yeah, I mean, Beans definitely showed us that she can put away goals. She is tied, or she's 1 goal ahead for second place, right behind, or right above Genghis Khan, who we have yet to see tonight. So we'll see if he needs to be utilized tonight or if he's available tonight. But yeah, just adding on more goals to her stats. But Jordan, I'm expecting a little bit more out of him personally because he has 34 goals for himself, and in that last one, just seemed to be setting up plays and seemed to be more of a playmaker than anything else like that. But hey, playmakers are the unsung heroes. So we'll see what happens out of this offense from Limbo. But again, like you said earlier, the Destroyah have to be able to use these clears and use them more effectively. Don't just like center it in front of your net or catch it dangerously close to your net, giving the other team opportunities. You just, like I said, breakaway clears, getting these booming clears off to the opposite ends of the field, getting these breakout passes is what's going to change the course of the game for the Destroyah.
Yep. And I mean, you also do have to give some credit to Limbo, though. The fact that they are punching those means that their second and third man positioning are on point. And so, as every series comes down to, it's which team will make the adaptions last. And so, we've seen Limbo. They've come out with the punishes. They've come out with the demos. Now, Destroyers, what can you do? Hopefully, when everyone's loaded into the field and games are running smoothly, we'll be able to see that. But yeah, I think this is a great way to start off your series. And as we were talking about beforehand, this is the back half of the season, right? These games really start to count now as teams are starting to look towards playoffs. And so, both these teams are now, again, sitting 3rd overall out of 32 teams, right? That's crazy, Lo-Fi. These are 2 of the top 4 teams out of 32. That was a wild.
Yeah, no, I mean, we're expecting really, really close games. We're expecting really, really good offense, good defense out of both teams, and they were able to supply that thus far in this series. But we're still really early on in this series. We do have the players finally loading up. They are ready to rock and roll. It looks like no changes have been made to either lineup, and we're going to get to the first kickoff of game number 2 here, and it's going to go in favor of the Limbo. But it gets turned away early at the midfield by Griffin. Great sheet there. But Jordan, once again, continuing this pressure for themselves. Gets past to Beans. Beans puts it off the back wall. And a dangerous opportunity just goes wide for Limbo.
Oh, but Guerrero go for an end-to-end air dribble here, and it can't get it by 2. Jordan with the goal line save, but it pops right to Griffin. Will finish it instead. Wow, what a quick counterattack from Destroyah.
That is what they needed for sure. A little bit of a lackluster game number 1, but they strike early here in game 2. And this is a pinnacle point here in the series to where they can change things around, and they can change things around for the better of themselves and for the better of the series. You know, this is still game 2. Still plenty of game to be played, though.
Still over 4 minutes. I mean, the one bad thing with early goals is that you give them plenty of time to come back, but you do get that little bit of extra boost in your tank, you know, that little extra bit of energy here, and so, you know, we'll have to see. How does Destroyah play with the lead? Do they keep applying the pressure? Do they just park the bus? But it looks like they're applying the pressure as Disease will send us off the ceiling. And Griffin can't get the backboard clear, but Guerrero's up. Can't try to get the double. Not able to, but Jordan gets the clear this time. And now Griffin 1v3 alone on defense will make the clear. That was crucial, Lo-Fi.
Yeah, that was a pinnacle moment in the series. Another great save there coming from Disease. Shot from New Braun. And once again, the Inferno team is just dominant on offense. He's going to try to get a statement here for themselves. Disease, he's going to be able to put it up. But a little bit of an awkward double commit there coming out of Griffin and Disease. But it's going to be turned away once again at the midfield. And it's a little bit of more midfield play here rather than back and forth. And that's really what you want to see out of these two high-performing teams.
Oh, yeah. And you know, we were talking about Destroyer's defense earlier, Lo-Fi. I think they've done a great job, right? Most of their clears have actually been better. They haven't been centered for Beans, which is a massive improvement over game 1 here. But now Jordan does a little bit of faking here. Noob will put off the backboard. Jordan can't get the dunk, and now Guerrero looking to get past 2, but that will pinch off a Noob, and that might be in. Oh, what a lucky shot from Guerrero.
A great 50 is going to be able to turn itself into a pinch, and because of that, Destroyah goes up by 2. Still just under 2 minutes of game played, so plenty of game left for the Limbo team to be able to turn things around, but right now is the time to do so early on in this game. That way you can bring yourselves into a better position if it's like 1 minute left and you're down 2-1, or if you're down by 2, you know, it's a little bit more of a desperation type of a time, but they're going to try to do just that. But Guerrero gets a save and is going to be able to continue this momentum. Pops it over another defender. Another opportunity comes, but it gets turned away there easily by the defender. It's going to be in the corner now. New Braun's going to go up for it. It's going to be shot right on top of New Braun. It's going to get stuffed into the back of the net. Griffin's going to be able to get this pass off. The 50 is great. New Braun just can't get up quick enough, and Guerrero is going to get a touch down to the ground and then double tap it in. What a great play.
If game 1 was the tale of Beans, game 2 is the story of Guerrero. That crucial assist. Back-to-back goals now. They are leading the way for Destroyers as they're looking to come back in the series, and now they've got a 3-goal lead, which is a very comfortable lead to work with here. You're out of range of a dangerous kickoff play, and so once again, how will you guys deal with this lead? So far, you spawn with aggression, and your defense has looked so much better now, but you do have to be careful. We've seen Beans be lethal as they do get a shot off, but Noob misses a sidewall clear. Dunk by Disease, but Beans will put off the corner. Griffin gets the read. Jordan awkward now, 0 boost. Can they get the 100 and turn off for this quickly? No. Oh, Guerrero missed. I did not expect that. And oh, another miss. So this goes to Griffin, but they can't put off the backboard. And now it looks like Limbo are kind of stuck in their own end.
Yeah, Limbo definitely have to break out soon. It's looking a little bit desperate for them here in their ends. Another double commit on the goal line, might I add. But they're going to be able to turn that one away, and it goes back into the midfield. Disease is going to try to keep the pressure for the Destroyah team, and he's going to be able to do so. But Beans reads that early. Like I said, those are the two teammates that are going to be battling out. They won a prospect championship last season, and Beans was picked up off of free agency. A great move there, as it's looking like she's made a hell of an impact on this Limbo team. But she's still making an impact in this game soon. Otherwise, it's going to be game over for game number 2.
Yep, and as he's top out, Guerrero gets the hat trick with the pop up into the air dribble. They are just showing off this game. Look at this, beautiful. Up quickly, saucing right over the defender. Guerrero is taking over this game, Lo-Fi.
Yeah, he's definitely feeling himself. He's got a hat trick, like to say, throw your hats into the ring. That's 3 goals for him, 1 assist and 1 save. So he's already got a cycle, and there's still over a minute left in this game. And
Yeah.
I'm just looking forward to seeing more from this. This is a new Destroyah team, but they're gonna get scored on by Beans. She wants to say that she's not out of it. The Limbo team is not out of it, and they're gonna try to build some momentum going into game number 3, and maybe. I mean, it's not impossible to get 3 goals in a minute and 12 seconds. So time to strike was now if there were ever a time.
Yeah, it's not impossible, and a little wind out of the Destroyah's sails, but that's okay. They still have that 3-goal lead to work with here, and it looks like they really want to keep scoring with the way they're going up for those midfield plays. And now just under a minute left, Disease gets me in the midfield. Limbo on a 3v2. They miss the demo in net here, and Guerrero puts it in the corner. Now Destroyah is on the counterattack. Disease looking to dribble here. Can't get the flick. Beans keeping in the midfield. Griffin keeping in Limbo's end. And now double commit to the corner. Goes the way of Noob, who pops it over 2. And Disease, oh, that was a dangerous touch in the corner, but they get it over 2 again. It seems like we were stuck in this back and forth defense, which is okay for Destroyers because they have the 3-goal lead.
Yeah, Destroyah just needed to play the clock at this point. Another opportunity, but Guerrero once again turning that away. Definitely a prominent player for the Destroyah team in this game at the very least. Another opportunity. Bean slots away her 2nd goal. A little bit of life to this Limbo team.
Yeah, their 2nd goal and their 4th goal this series, if I'm not mistaken. They're making things dangerous here, and so now it really will come down to this kickoff. If it goes the way of Inferno, Destroyers, they can just waste some time, kill the ball, but this breaks the way of Limbo quickly. Then we might be facing a double kickoff play with just under 20 seconds left. And now Disease up. What can they do? They beat 1, but double commit from Limbo now, and the shot. Griffin gets the dunk now. Just 7 seconds left on the clock. Griffin will pinch it off of Jordan. 3 seconds left now. This game should be over as Disease will put off the backboard. Can Guerrero get one more? Looking for the double touch. Centers it for Disease. A goal line save. And we are still going. The ball is not touched down. But game 2 will go the way of Destroyers as I finish saying that will come down. And what a comeback performance and what a pop-off performance from Guerrero.
That's what they needed for sure. Kaiju fans very happy to see that out of not only Guerrero, but out of the entire team. Every single player from this Destroyah squad seemed to be playing relatively well and feeling out the Limbo team. And they were definitely able to adapt to their style of play. So now it's going to be a toss-up into this game number 3. It looks like we do have a substitution coming onto the field. We have New Prawn coming out. I believe would bring in... Okay, I'm missing my notes here, but their substitution is going to be made here very shortly. We're going to have a new lineup for Limbo going into game 3, but Guerrero, once again, a very, very good and dominant performance.
Yeah, and I was about to say, if I'm not mistaken, it's going to be Genghis Khan subbing in for Noob, so... Not sure if that's a tactical one or they just want to try out their lineup, switch things up. But yeah, a great performance out of Guerrero, and that's what you want to see. We were talking beforehand. Actually, no, we didn't even have any stats for Guerrero, so he's actually shocking us. I got the G's confused with Griffin. Guerrero, no stats is showing up tonight, and so, will we see a repeat performance game 3, or will the new substitution for Limbo kind of shake things up and throw Destroyah off the rotations?
Yeah, Guerrero has definitely been a wild card in this series so far. He wasn't feeling it too much in game number 1. Definitely felt it in game number 2. I'm just excited for game number 3, and we're going to get into that shortly.
And actually, I just realized, if I'm not mistaken, Limbo actually outshot Destroyah 7-6. So that's actually that's a pretty good... I mean, kind of surprised with the scoreline here. I guess that means that definitely Destroyers have found their range. And so, that is another thing. Will Limbo be able to find their range and get these good shots on? And we'll have to see how Gang is kind of... Will they be able to fit right in, or will they take a game to adjust? As Guerrero 50s into the corner. I think they just wanted to get out of the way here. That was a little confusing. And now Limbo has the counterattack. As Genghis Khan will shoot that down for Jordan. Can't get the 50, but put off the sidewall now. Destroyah is looking to counterattack Disease. Awkward dribble, but they get past 1. Now, not a lot of boost to work with. They will get dunk, but this goes away. Guerrera, who I think tried to put off a Griffin, and that will not bounce in. And now Jordan trying to dribble, but Disease is there, and they will get dunked by Beans.
Destroyah definitely looked like they're playing a little bit more smarter Rocket League. They're not just hitting it back and forth. They're trying to make technical touches to find their partners, to find their teammates, and really put these goals away for themselves. But it looks like Bean might find a goal here.
Oh.
She just hits the crossbar, and it goes wide, but still dangerously in front of the net for them. And she's going to be able to get the rebound, and a great pass there from Jordan. Griffin can't quite get the 50 out the way that he was wanting it, and Beans is going to be able to capitalize off of that 50. And now you have Limbo up by 1.
Yeah, kind of a worrying repeat performance of game 1 there, right? The guy who went for it didn't have no. The guy who went for it missed. 2 people were kind of just driving around, and so Destroyer's looking a little awkward on defense here, but they do respond right with a quick counterattack off a kickoff there, and that is what you want to see, right? You don't want to get demotivated. You want to take the attack right to them, but you do have to be careful with your third man positioning. Oh, Griffin will get back just in time as Beans, again, has all the goals for Limbo this series.
Yeah, Beans is definitely a standout player. I can't believe that at one point she was a free agent. That still blows my mind. She's going to be able to clear that one across the field, and Griffin turns that one back in almost immediately. He's trying to continue that pressure, but it's going to go off into the corner now. Genghis Khan has turned it away. It goes towards the midfield, and Guerrera's just waiting for it. He's going to put it into the corner. Jordan in their corner, waiting for it. It's going to go towards the midfield. 2 players up for Destroyah. Could be dangerous. Genghis Khan has all the time in the world with the ball right now. He can set himself up nicely or his partner up nicely. But Disease 50s that in the corner. Genghis Khan now once again trying to make a play. There it is. Beans slots that one away off of the pass from Genghis Khan. What a great play coming out of Limbo.
Yeah, a great play. And yeah, we see a little double commit here from Destroyers. And once again, Beans is in the perfect position to finish it. If I'm not mistaken, all of her goals have just been from these tight angles right in front of the net. And so, you know, the aggression from Beans and Limbo is paying off. And Destroyers, so far their aggression hasn't amounted to anything. And as I say, the Disease gets beat in the midfield. And big miss from Guerrero in the corner. Wow, okay, so now it's 3-0 for Limbo.
We talk about teams and their ability to adapt to the other team throughout a match, right? Especially in a best of 4, or not in a best of series, but in a series of 4, right? And both teams showing that they can adapt very, very nicely to the other's play style. And because of that, the addition of Genghis Khan into this lineup has been a game changer for them. A lot of pressure, though, coming out of the Destroyah team. And save after save coming from the Limbo team. They've been absolutely on fire on the goal line in this match. And we have still over half a game to go.
Yeah, and, you know, the Destroyers have kind of just been thwarted on the attack here, and they can't really get through the midfield. Of course, as I said, oh no, Griffin up with not enough boost will fly by the ball here. Now Jordan gets beat, goes the way of Beans. What can they do here? Okay, a bit of a challenge in the corner. Griffin now trying to carry up the ball, but they'll get punished by Genghis Khan. Puts in the corner. We are stuck in the corner for the Destroyer's end, but once again, that is fine if you're a Limbo fan. And as of course, as I said, it looks like they're breaking through here as Beans will center to themselves. Shot wide. And now Griffin against Genghis. Who will win this? Genghis centering it for Beans. Beans up early, but Disease is there anyways. And so the Destroyers weather the storm for now, but Limbo will keep going. And no, as I say that, of course, Guerrero cuts in and cuts out the play.
Another opportunity coming for them, too, off of that play, but it's not going to be anything generated from that. Was turned away.
Oh!
Another dangerous miss from there, and it's going to go missing. I can't even speak. There's so much happening. There's so many misses coming out of the Destroyah team. It is not something that you wanted to see, but fortunately was not capitalized off of from Limbo. Now it's going to go back towards Limbo's way, but 2 people there going for the ball. It's going to go off the backboard. Jordan up for it. Jordan's going to be able to slap that one away, and they're now up by 4.
And yeah, I mean, Lo-Fi, you struggle to speak. Looks like Destroyers is struggling on defense. I'm struggling to speak. What is happening to their rotations? Where's the third man? They're just getting bumped and bullied, and I think getting lost on the field. And so now with a 4-goal lead with just over a minute left, I mean, I think this game is out of reach, and so you kind of do want to see a couple 8-minute goals here to get some momentum back. Oh, could have been a good start, but again, Beans is just there to turn so quickly. It is beautiful to see.
Definitely another opportunity, but it is going to be missed. I think overall what the players need to do is just relax and get through this final minute, and what we need to do is just relax and get through this final minute, right? Another opportunity comes, and Bean's going to be able to slot that one away. She's got 3 goals and 2 saves. Her stats are absolutely incredible this game. That's a hat trick.
Oh, yeah.
Throw those hats onto the field. Bean's coming away with her first hat trick, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, 7 goals in 3 games, too. That is, that is pretty dang good. And so now it's a 5-goal deficit, and really, Destroyers, you really want at least one just to say you didn't get clean shut out, but they're struggling in their own corner. As Guerrero, awkward touch with 0, but that's okay. Oh no, the Destroyer players bump each other, and so Limbo's another chance to counterattack. As I say that, Genghis will get dunked by Disease. Now this goes to Griffin, looking to put off the corner, trying to pinch it. Pinches it past 1, and that goes away to Disease, but Disease shot wide! Oh! They could not get around that properly, Lo-Fi.
We got the final 20 seconds. Another opportunity coming. Genghis Khan can't quite get past the last defender. And it now goes to the way of Limbo, but Beans once again offering another counterattack. It's going to go off the corner pretty nice for them. And Jordan's going to be able to center this. Genghis Khan can't quite put that on net. Another one. Shot goes wide, saved by Guerrera. And then another opportunity comes. Final seconds come and wind down, and Limbo come out on top pretty dominantly, I might add.
Yeah, that was frankly surprising considering the first 2 games, right? 2-0 Limbo, 4-2 Destroyers, and then 5-0 Limbo. That is crazy. Beans popping off once again here. We can see the stats: 3 goals, 4 shots, a great conversion rate. And yeah, once again though, the Destroyers did have some chances here. 8 shots to 5. It's just they couldn't get through the defense because the Limbo 4 saves. An overall impressive performance. They were solid all over the field. And now once again they'll find the ball is in the Destroyers' court. What adaptations will they make?
Yeah, the adaptations needed for Destroyah are pretty plain and simple. Put more shots on net, put more shots in the back of the goal, make more saves on the goal line, and less double commits. You talk about time and time again, you see more than one player from the Destroyah squad going after the ball. And oftentimes that leads to mistakes like bumping teammates and just sending too many men down the field. And that's honestly, I think, what was their largest mistake throughout that third game. So it's just a matter of, are they going to be able to not only utilize their spacing better, but be able to communicate who's going and when they're going and how they're going to go about setting up plays for themselves in the offensive end.
Yep, and I mean, Limbo looking really good. If they can get a 3-1 this series, that'll do wonders for their placement this season. I think it'll put them in at least a clean third, and obviously depending on how the rest of the results go, possibly second, possibly even first. We'll have to see as the night plays out. But right now they are looking to close out this 4-game series. And so, I gotta be honest, from the start, I really want to see them try just something brand new here. Bring out the demos, bring out some crazy passing plays, do something new here, and just shake the tree and see what happens.
Yeah, that is something that we haven't seen too horribly much. Unfortunate center there, but it gets turned away by Disease. But going back to your point, we haven't seen too many real aggressive demo plays. A great opportunity there from Jordan. It's going to get turned away by Guerrera. Another mechanical play coming out of Jordan. He's been able to get a couple good ones there. On the goal line, and it's not going to be capitalized off of. Smart decision by the blue player to be able to not touch that one and just let it go off the post. Another opportunity coming out of Jordan. Shot after shot after shot coming out of the Limbo team, and they are hungry for this win. And there's the start of it. Beans, no surprise there. She's going to slot away goal number 1.
Wow, just smothering under pressure. 4 shots in the opening 40 seconds. That is terrifying and not something you want to face with in a key match. And so, once again, this isn't unfamiliar territory for us, but it's kind of uncomfortable territory for the Destroyers. They find themselves down, and so far we've seen Lo-Fi, the team that scores first, wins the game. There hasn't actually been any comebacks, but as I say, that Disease will dribble by 1, but of course gets cleared out right away. The defense from Limbo being solid, and now Griffin can't even get past Beans in the corner, but Guerrera's there to follow up, and now they'll pop it over Jordan. Jordan is centering this, unfortunately, but that's okay because Genghis is there. And now Limbo with themselves a counterattack. Jordan misses the shot somehow, and Destroyers will stay afloat.
A little bit of miscalculation there, but they're able to keep pressure here. Beans trying to get a pass off, gets a 50 instead. Jordan now up for it, gets it over 1 defender. Can he get it past 2? Griffin's going to be able to turn that one out. Now Genghis Khan waiting patiently for it at the midfield. He goes right towards Disease, though. Disease up for it. Beans also up for it. A great save from Beans. Can she get another touch? No, Jordan's going to be able to clean that one. A shot coming. Genghis Khan turns that one And he's going to be able to turn this into a counterattack. It goes just
Oh,
wide of the goalpost. And now Beans in once again. She's always dangerous in this offensive end, setting up plays and setting up shots for herself and her teammates. Another opportunity. Can she do it? Ooh. No, Disease turns that one out as he stays patient on the goal line. Just the pressure mounting from Limbo right now is insane.
yep, now they've got 7 shots in 2 minutes. They are just keeping up the pressure, and Destroyers are struggling to even break through the midfield here, and really struggling to get solid touches. And yeah, we keep seeing this misses in the midfield. That's a decent touch. Guerrero put in the corner, but Beans is right there. Shot. Cleared up by Guerrero. This is a chance for Destroyers to break out. Disease had a lot of boost to work with here. They had themselves on the backboard, but they can't get it to the teammate. Guerrero almost gets around it, and now Griffin trying to keep it in, but I think they just centered it for Limbo as Jordan will pound that out. Oh, but Disease punishes the miss in the midfield, and now what can Destroyers do here? Shot from Griffin, just wide, but that's floating in front of Limbo's net, and it'll get double saved by Jordan. Woo, once again. Oh, but this is just gonna go in! What?
This is a great play coming out of the Destroyah team. They're going to be able to communicate there. Griffin's going to put a great touch on net. It's going to look like a pass at first. And I think they were banking on it going off of the backboard and going to be a possible pass that way. But it just finds itself to be able to float on underneath of that crossbar. And we got a tie game because of it. And just this is the back and forth nature of the beast that we were hoping to see out of the original stat lines.
Yeah, an uncharted territory. Things are all tied up, and again, though, if I want to touch back on the goal, it was just back and forth bouncing and pressure, and just a soft chip somehow makes it in. But sometimes that's all you need, and so now we'll see the Destroyers. Oh, but I think the third man just got demoed. Now Jordan can't find the angle, but they get the second touch, and another soft chip will find its way in. Jordan reading their own play off the backboard here.
He was just baiting you and baiting the team into making a little bit of a miscalculation there. But yeah, great read. He was able to see it the entire time, obviously. And again, another little chip shot finding its way into the back of the net. And it's really just those momentum shifting type of touches that are going to set these teams off balance, it looks like, because they have kind of faltered every single opportunity that has come their way that have been relatively like that. A great shot coming on, but Guerrero, once again, it was expecting a hard shot. And because of that, nothing goes into the back of the net. Yeah, those chip shots making themselves known to be dangerous here late into this game.
Yep, I mean, the chips have been lethal, but now just under a minute and a half left here. Can Destroyers do something? I mean, you saw Guerrero trying to go for some solo plays, some air dribbles maybe, but they could not get it. Now they're up early, trying to put in the corner. They beat Beans, but they used all their boosts, and so Genghis will have the counterattack. They are taking things slow, trying to pop it up. Oh, what a backwards flick, but Guerrero's there to cut it out. And now what will Destroyers do here? Guerrero doesn't choose to follow that, and now Beans dribbling things out here. I think they're going to look to pass it, but they pass it right to... No, they pass it to themselves! That was a bit of a confusing rotation. And now Gang is leaving for Jordan, who pops it up. Can't get past both, though. And now the Limbo keeping pressure now, just under 50 seconds left. This is working in their favor. They just need to run the clock down, and then we'll take this series 3-1 here. Disease trying to counterattack, and kept in the corner by Jordan.
This is not where you wanted to be if you're on Inferno fan. Another opportunity comes. It's going to be dangerous on the goal line. Still on the goal line. Gets turned out. Disease, can he put it away? Unfortunate miss. Griffin going to try to put it away. And it gets turned out by Genghis Khan. How did that not go in?
What just happened? What just happened? And now Limbo will counterattack quickly, and Guerrero misses. And it's so awkward on the goal line. Disease is there. What is this? What is happening, Lo-Fi?
Absolute madness is happening right now, Cicero. It's been ridiculous on both ends of the field and a little bit lackluster here in this late game. It's kind of all over the place. The final seconds do tick down, and we're going to have the ball touch the ground and Limbo come out on top once again, leading the series 3-1.
Gosh, dude, we're going to need some physicists to review that that crazy play in front of that and figure out how that did not go in. It went, if I'm not mistaken, car to the goalpost, car, goalpost. It was all over the place, but I couldn't get in. Just Destroyers getting befuddled and not a clean entrance into the attack. And so Limbo getting a little lucky there at the end, but they will take the series 3-1, and that's what matters most. They were solid all over, and I mean, player of the match, though, 5. If you had to pick one, I think I know my choice. Who would you pick?
Oh, Beans. Beans for sure. Got it.
100%.
She was all over the place. Not so prominent in that last game. But I feel like 1 out of 4 matches that you're not making a difference, that's not too horrible, right? But Beans, she was all over the field. She was making saves. She was
Hmm.
making midfield plays. She was putting them in the back of the net. Beans definitely walking away with the series MVP, if you were to ask me. But MVP of that game was Genghis Khan, and he had 3 saves, sorry, and 2 assists. So more of a
Hmm.
playmaker in that game. But it just goes to show that the unsung heroes do get attention sometimes out of the playmaking players.
Yep, the supportive substitute coming in clutch, helping them turn the series around. Yeah, actually, what I was thinking, yeah, they sub them in and then they basically clean out the series. And so, yeah, a great mid-series adaptation from the Limbo. I think they're going to be really happy with their performance tonight. And yeah, again, we're in this back half of the season, so this is crucial. And I don't think there's anything else to be said about the game. And now we've got one more match remaining, Lo-Fi.